Welcome back to Namaste Node.js. And in the previous episodes, we have seen how you can deploy your front-end as well as back-end application onto production AWS EC2 instance. And now in this video, we will actually see that how you can create your own domain name and map it to your IP. So we had our application running on our IP, isn't it? We had a public IP of our EC2 instance and we were running everything over that, right? So now we will see in this video that how you can actually have a domain name. Maybe let's purchase some domain name. I will show you how you can actually do it step by step. I will actually purchase a domain name and will map it to the current IP address. And I will show you that how you can actually make your website and application live onto a particular domain name. Okay, so let's just get started. First of all, let's go to our browser. I actually generally use GoDaddy for purchasing my domain name. You can choose whatever domain, domain provider, hosting provider, whatever you may want to choose. You can choose. There are so many websites out there where you can purchase domain names from. I purchase generally from GoDaddy, so I want to keep everything at one place. That's why I'm choosing GoDaddy. So if I go to GoDaddy, I am already logged in. You might have to log in and then just search for a domain name you want, right? So I want something for DevTinder. So let me search DevTinder. So devtinder.com is already been taken, right? I know that, okay, some of my student would have already taken it. I know that, right? Already, right? So no issues with that. I can settle up with devtinder.in. Okay. Because, earlier devtinder.com was available. Now it's taken. So after the launch of this course, maybe some of you might have taken it, right? Somebody among you might have taken it, right? There are other domains also, but I am okay with devtinder.in. Okay, so if I continue this, now you can just, you can just go ahead and you can just fill all these details. So I want tell the world your site is coming soon. Okay, that's okay. Build credibility. So I don't want email address. So no thanks. Continue to cart. Now it asks you for your information, address information and all. So I think it is already pre-filled for me, but for you, you might have to fill it, right? Okay. So I'm just purchasing a domain name. You can just go ahead and make a domain name purchase. So let me just go to checkout and see if I can add some details. So it is asking me for 3 years. Okay. 3 years I'll have to pay 1,500 INR. If I purchase for 1 year, okay, so if I purchase for 1 year, then I have to pay the same, is it? Oh my god, that's weird. If I purchase for 2 years, okay, if I purchase for 1 year, I have to pay 579. So I'm just taking for 1 year. Okay, I don't want it for 3 years or something. So it's 579 rupees that I have to pay. I am ready to pay. Okay, so it says that, okay, you can choose your credit card, UPI, and then a lot of other ways you can choose. Okay, so I think we have purchased the domain name already. I have done the payment. Now I can just continue and it will take me to the dashboard. Okay, DevTinder is ready. It is asking me to create my website over here and something like that. I don't want to create a website right now because we already have a website. I don't want any help from GoDaddy. So now what I am doing is I am going to my dashboard and I am going to, my products. In my products, I will get an option to manage DNS of DevTinder. Okay. So I have this DevTinder and I am doing DNS management over here. So see, if you basically are taking domain name from some other provider, okay, so you can search that how to set DNS mapping for your domain name in their website. Okay, in GoDaddy you can just do it like this, right? You can go to the my products, select your domain name and then edit DNS or DNS management. So DNS means basically what will happen to this domain name, right? You basically need to create DNS records, right? And DNS means domain name servers. Okay, so it basically tells you what this domain name is mapping to, where it is basically mapping to, which IP address it will mapping to. That is what we will do now. Okay, now before I set up the DNS for devtinder.in, let me tell you that, I also want to set up SSL certificate, and there are a lot of other things that you need to set up along with domain names. So basically, along with the domain name, basically I also want extra things, and I personally use Cloudflare for that. Okay, so Cloudflare is another application, Cloudflare is another website which is really nice. So basically what I do is, I don't manage my DNS directly on GoDaddy, I personally do that way, and I personally use Cloudflare in between. So basically what happens is, Cloudflare will now manage the DNS of devtinder.in. Okay, so how do you do that? Just create an account on Cloudflare. I already have an account, so I'm logging in. If you don't have an account, you can create your own account, or you can directly do the DNS mapping on GoDaddy also. Okay, you can do the same, but I am using Cloudflare because it gives you free SSL and all the other stuff also. You will see you can do a lot of other cool stuff also with Cloudflare. Okay, so that is why I use Cloudflare. You can use Cloudflare, or you can choose to skip Cloudflare and do the DNS mapping on GoDaddy also. Both will work, but I am choosing Cloudflare. I want to show you how you can do it with Cloudflare, so I am doing it. Over here in the Cloudflare dashboard, there would be some option to add a domain name. Okay, so see, over here I can see add a domain name. If you click on add a domain name, I have purchased a new domain name. So I'm just saying, okay, devtinder.in is my domain name. Okay, devtinder.in, and quick scan for DNS records. Okay, manually enter DNS records. So quick scan for DNS records. It will not work, I think, because see, DNS is there on GoDaddy, right? So basically, okay, I want to select the free one. Okay, so basically select a plan for devtinder. I don't want to pay anything, right? I can just go with the free plan, continue. Okay, now you need to set up. Cool. So basically, see, now I will have to configure. So basically, see, now what I am doing at this point of time is, I want Cloudflare to manage the DNS for my domain name. This domain name is purchased by GoDaddy. So I'll have to set up some records over here. But let me just tell you that how can I do that. Okay. So basically now I have got in on this page over here, I can manage the DNS record, but it is showing me some errors because the domain name is on GoDaddy, right? I'll have to change the name servers. Okay. So if I click on continue to activation, okay, if I continue to activation, it will now give me that, see, your assigned Cloudflare name servers are this. Okay. So I'll have to basically change the name servers over here on GoDaddy. Okay. So basically if I go to GoDaddy, I can just click over here on name servers, right? And this name servers basically tells you who is managing your DNS, right? Who will be managing. So right now these name servers are pointing to these these name servers. So basically I'll have to change the name servers. Okay. If I go and click on change name servers on GoDaddy. So see, what I am doing right now is, I went to devtinder.in. I don't want to manage the DNS records over here. I want to manage the DNS records on Cloudflare. So basically I will change the name servers from here, right? And I click on change name servers, and I will change the name servers to, I'll use my own name servers, and I will change the name servers to Cloudflare name servers. Okay. So these are the two Cloudflare name servers. This will probably be the same for you as well. And this is probably the same for me as well, right? adi.ns.cloudflare.com and leeli.ns.cloudflare.com. Okay, if I click on save, now what will happen? This is all you need to do on GoDaddy, okay, or on your domain provider. Suppose if you have taken the domain name from namecheap.com, or if you have taken the domain name from bluehost.com, or so many websites are there, right? Hostinger.com and hostgator.com. Anywhere you can take the domain name from, you can change the name servers to Cloudflare. Okay. Once you have changed the name servers to Cloudflare, did it change? or did it not? It is showing the older ones right now. Let me refresh the page. Okay. If I click on name, if I go to name servers, yes, name servers have been changed. Okay. So now if I will go over here, right? Now if I will go over here and if I check the name servers, so let me check. Cloudflare is now checking the name servers for Devtender. So now Cloudflare will get access to manage the DNS. Okay. So please wait a few hours for an update. Okay. So it takes some time. It takes some time to change the name servers, but it will not take one day, right? I don't think it will take few hours. It just happens quickly only. Let me just refresh the page once and see if it works. So see, right now it is saying name server pending name server update. So it takes some time to change the name servers. It does not take so much time, right? It will happen in a couple of minutes maybe. Let me just refresh the page and check if it happens. Once it is done, then I can update my DNS records for the Devtender and I can map my domain name to IP address. So let me take a break over here, right? Meanwhile, you do the same thing till here. And then once this will happen, I will continue making the video and I will just show you that what you need to do after that, right? How you need to basically map your domain name with your IP address. Okay. So what all things did I do? Let me just give you some homework. So this was the Nginx setting. Now let me also write over here domain name, right? Domain name mapping, domain, adding a custom domain name. Okay. Custom domain name. Okay. So now, first of all, what I did is purchased domain name from GoDaddy. Okay. Once you have purchased the domain name from GoDaddy, you will have to change the name servers to Cloudflare. Okay. Sign up on Cloudflare. Okay, I use Cloudflare. I'm just teaching you on a tutorial. Just follow along. Otherwise, you can do the same thing directly on GoDaddy as well. Okay, but I'm just choosing Cloudflare because I don't know, I like it. It is good, and it also gives you a lot of cool stuff also. Okay, so that's why I'm just showing it to you. Sign up on Cloudflare, then change the name servers on GoDaddy, right? GoDaddy. Okay, change the name servers on GoDaddy and point it to Cloudflare. Okay. And once you are setting up, and add a new domain name, right? Domain name. So once you are adding a new domain name, Cloudflare will automatically give you new name servers that you can put in your GoDaddy. Once you put it up, wait for some time till your name servers are updated. Okay, it will be updated very soon. I will give you the update that how much time did it take for me. Updated. Okay, meanwhile this is happening, let me also give you some extra piece of information. The information is, see, your domain, when you purchase a domain name, there is a domain registrar. Okay, so the domain registrar can be anyone. It can be GoDaddy, it can be Namecheap, it can be Bluehost, it can be Hostinger, it can be HostGator, whatsoever, right? You can take your domain name from anyone. So domain registrar means the place where you are taking domain name from. But where that domain name points to, right? That DNS records are being managed by your name servers. Okay. So suppose if your name servers are of Cloudflare, then you might have purchased domain name from anywhere. But if the name servers are of Cloudflare, so Cloudflare will manage the DNS records for your domain name. Okay. So list down these keywords. You should know what is DNS. You should read more about it. You should know what is name servers. You should know what is domain registrar, domain name. These are extra things you should know. If you are a developer, if you are an engineer, if you are working with web application, you should know all these stuff, right? So that is why I'm telling you. So it is basically saying that devtinder.in is not active on Cloudflare yet, right? So it is not active on Cloudflare yet, means the name servers are still of GoDaddy, but we want that name servers to be of Cloudflare. Okay, so it is taking some time to get updated. I'm just refreshing the page and let's see how much time it takes. I will just tell you a brief, I will just give you a brief idea how much time it took for me. So it took around 15 minutes and now my domain name is ready. Okay, so the name servers have been updated and now I can see that, okay, great news, Cloudflare is now protecting your site. Basically now the name servers have been completely changed to Cloudflare and now Cloudflare can properly manage this domain name. Okay, it can set the DNS records and a lot of other things. Okay, so now DNS basically see now the whole domain name is managed by Cloudflare. Now GoDaddy has nothing to do with this domain name. It is only the domain registrar where I registered the domain name. Cool. So now let's just go to DNS on the left hand side and edit the DNS records. Okay, so here you can create your own DNS records. So now we see that, okay, there are two A records over here. It is pointing to some random IPs. I don't want all these IPs. So basically see what I want is, okay, so see what I want is that I want my devtinder.in to point to my IP address. Okay, so whatever our public IP address was. Okay, so now I don't need these two A records, so I can just delete it, right? I can delete these A records and the only A record I will need for devtinder.in should be pointing to my IP address of this machine, right? AWS machine. So what is our public IP? So our public IP is this IP. Okay, so basically this IP that we have our website running on. And let me just edit over here and change this IP to this IP. Okay, so I don't need this HTTP or something over here. So this is the IP address that I need. I can add the proxy over here, keep this turned on and save it. Right, so now I have updated my domain name records. Right, now what are the other two domain name records? Okay, there is CNAME also. So let me just show it to you what it is. See, this CNAME record is for domain connect. Basically, it is connecting your domain name, right? So leave this as it is. And the other record, which is www, which is devtinder.in. That means suppose if somebody is going to www.devtinder.in, so it will be redirected to devtinder.in and the devtinder.in is pointing to this IP, right? That is all you need to do. Okay, now what will happen is if you open devtinder.com, it should basically point to your server. Okay, this should basically point to your server. And do you see this? Now, as soon as you did devtinder.in, it is pointing to your devtinder website, isn't it? How cool is that, right? Now, if you will go ahead and see, now this domain name is pointing to this website. And now let us just log in and see, right? If I log in with my credentials, akshay@gmail.com, and if I write akshay@123, do you think it will work? Will the APIs work? Backend work? If I click on login, yes, everything is working perfectly fine, right? Everything is working perfectly fine. Save, right? And if I see over here, everything is working perfectly fine. If you go to devtinder, it will go. If you go, click on logout, it will work. If I log in once again, right? If I log in once again, let me just log in once again. And if I click on login, I can log in. It says that, okay, I don't know, check your saved passwords. Yep, cool. If I go click on connection, if I click on request, everything will work fine. I can edit my own profile, right? I can edit the age. Let us edit the age to maybe, let's make it 18. Okay, and if I click on save profile saved successfully, everything is working perfectly fine. Okay, if I go to home page, I can just do whatever I wish to, right? So what I'm trying to say is that our domain name is perfectly working fine. So what all did we do? It was very easy step. I purchased the domain name from GoDaddy, signed up on Cloudflare, added a new domain name on Cloudflare. I changed the name servers from GoDaddy to Cloudflare. This is an important step, right? On GoDaddy, I need to change my on GoDaddy, I changed this name servers. Okay, that's all we have to do on GoDaddy or any domain registrar you would have purchased your domain from. Okay, just change the name servers. I went on Cloudflare. I just added the A record. Okay, so always remember you have to add the A record on Cloudflare, right? And it took me like around 15 minutes to change the name servers. Wait for some time till your name servers are updated. It took me like around 15 minutes. After that, you just have to create a record. Okay, so basically in DNS record, you have to create a record. Just read about what is CNAME, what is A, you will get to know, but it is very easy. It is saying that, okay, you created a record for devtinder.in and it is pointing to your IP address. Okay, so if you go to Cloudflare, let me just show it to you once again where it is. Yes, here it is. So a devtinder.in content is basically your IP address and proxied. That's all you need to do. Now our devtinder is not secure right now. Let us enable SSL on our website. Okay. Now once our devtinder is running, now let me show you that how you can enable SSL certificate onto our website. So go to this SSL tab over here, and over here you go to configure, and in this configure, make sure you select right over here. It says automatic SSL TLS default, right? Go to custom TLS, SSL TLS, and over there select flexible. Okay, so see, there are different modes of SSL certificates. You can select by default. You might be having off over here, so you can select flexible, you can select full, but over here select flexible. Okay, select flexible. So basically it will make your domain name secure, right? HTTPS will be there, right? Just see this diagram, you would know. Okay, so SSL certificate means from the browser to Cloudflare, right? From the browser to Cloudflare, your network is secure. You see this lock over here, and then if you select full, then you will need to have SSL on your server also. So right now I'm not showing you the full detail about how to enable full SSL. You can search on the internet, because you will have to create a certificate and put it up on your server also. Okay, so there are two modes. One is flexible, there is full, right? So right now I am just keeping it as flexible so that our website runs on HTTPS, but it's not full SSL. Okay, so it's not full SSL, but it is flexible. So I'm keeping it as flexible. So save it up over here. Okay, so if you save it, then this SSL will be flexible. Also make sure when you are doing it flexible, the second thing is go to Edge certificates, right? Go to Edge certificates over here. In this Edge certificates, there would be an option over here, automatic HTTPS rewrites. Okay, so if you turn this off, that means your HTTP site will not be redirected automatically to HTTPS site. The good practice is to enable it. Okay, so that means automatically HTTPS rewrites. What will happen is if somebody is opening on HTTP, it will automatically redirect to HTTPS. Okay, so now whenever you are opening devtinder.com, devtinder.in basically, sorry, it will automatically rewrite to your HTTPS, right? If you refresh the page, now you will see that your connection is secure. Your website is running on HTTPS. Okay, if you are running HTTPS devtinder.in, your website is running on HTTPS. Now this was flexible SSL, right? This was flexible SSL, means from your browser to Cloudflare, SSL is enabled. If you want full SSL to be enabled, right? If you enable full SSL, then you will have to put your key, right? You will have to put your SSL certificate onto your original server also, and you will also have to make some Nginx configurations. Okay, so I'm not showing it to you right now. This one works at this point of time, otherwise this will become more and more complicated topic over here. But I would definitely suggest you and take it up as a homework, that how will you enable full SSL over here. Okay, take it up as a homework, right? That is all it is. So right now, that's all I wanted to show in this video. In this video we have seen, right? So now let me just add it up. DNS record added, and then SSL, add SSL, right? Add SSL, right? Enable SSL, basically enable SSL for website. Okay, so basically this is your homework, right, to enable full SSL and enable SSL for website. This is your notes that I am updated. Now let me go back to our website. So instead of our IP address, see, if you access the IP address right now, this will still work. Okay, if you access the IP address right now over here, just give me a moment. I don't know why. Cool. So if you access the website or IP address right now, this will still work. But now if you go to devtinder.in, okay, let me just show you devtinder.in, right? If you go to devtinder.in, so your website will still load and it will load in an HTTPS fashion, okay? So the connection is secure over here. If you log in over here, akshay@gmail.com and akshay@123 and click on login, it will still work perfectly fine. Okay, so this is how you enable SSL. This is how you map your domain name, right? Hope you would have enjoyed this session. Now all the projects that you make, my dear friends, should be on a domain name. What is stopping you, right? There is nothing that should be stopping you to not have your domain names on a server, right? You should deploy all your applications to a server and then you should map it to domain name and you can create your own websites, right? Now devtinder.in is a proper website, my dear friends, and I'm so happy to teach you how to do that. I hope that, okay, you will make your website up, live and running on your on your own custom domain names. Purchase a domain name, map it onto with an IP, enable SSL and make it end to end, make it end to end, do your project end to end, and that is when it will be amazing. Okay, so that's all in this video, my dear friends. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Now I have taught you a lot of things, how to deploy your backend, how to deploy your front end onto the server. Then I have also taught you how to map your domain names. Now we will move on to more amazing topics as we move ahead in the later episodes. Okay, so thank you so much for watching these videos. Thank you so much for sharing and giving us a shout out on social media. Please, I request you, if you haven't given a shout out to us, please give a shout out to us on social media. Help us spread a word about Namaste Node.js, about our other courses, Namaste React, Namaste Frontend System Design, on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media you use. Please share a word about to your friends, family, and to your network on social media. That would help a lot to me to grow, right? To reach more people, to reach more students. It would be a great help from your side. Thank you so much, my dear friends, for watching this video. I will see you in the next episode very soon. Till then, bye-bye. Thanks for watching.